Airtake Mod Soldier here, and I am back to talk about the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 7, and my thoughts on this episode. It wasn't a good episode. I think it was one of the worst, in my opinion. And the problem is, there was not really any big bad. I don't think the action was that good. Character development, not really there. Boba Fett looks weak in his own show again. Were there some good scenes? Yes. Yes, the Rancor. Yes, that was a good scene. Other than that, most of this episode either felt like filler or just felt embarrassing to watch. There was some bad directing in this as well. Guide. Just a guide. Usually with Star Wars shows, the end episode brings something massive. I mean, a lot of people are going to say one scene in this episode was massive, but I didn't feel that. I think it could have been better. Unfortunately, it wasn't. The runtime was fine. I mean, it's good that we're getting away from 30-minute episodes, and we're getting to a much more normal 53 episodes to an hour episodes. That is pretty good. But yeah, I'm just really gutted about this episode. It doesn't feel like I'm watching Star Wars. It feels like I'm watching a fan-made sci-fi show. And that's not a good thing, unfortunately. Because fan films are actually pretty good. But this shouldn't feel like a fan film to me. This should feel like a Disney Lucasfilm product. And it never does. But yeah, I want to go into spoilers now. But my overall opinion of this episode is it's not good. And it is one of the weakest episodes out of this season. But I'm going to go into spoilers now. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts off with Boba Fett and his gang in the bombed out crater of the bar from the previous episode that got blown up. And, you know, Fennec is trying to tell him that they need to get ready for an attack by the Pikes. And Boba Fett says, we'll make us stand at Jabba's palace. By the way, makes fucking sense. Jabba's palace is designed to be able to fight an attack. I mean, it's able to defend itself. But unfortunately, he listens to the biker girl. Now again, I don't like these bikers. They are so fucking ridiculous. And I think are the worst part of this entire series, other than Boba Fett's character development. Yeah, they're just terrible. I don't like them in the slightest. But, so the woman says, we can't abandon Moscespa to the Pikes because the people might get hurt. So they want to stay there and fight. Okay, so let me get this straight, love. You don't want to hurt the people, you don't want to damage anything, and yet you've told Boba Fett to stand and fight in Moscespa. What the fuck did you think was going to happen there? They should have made their stand at Boba Fett's palace because 1, it's a place that you can defend. 2, you're not going to get any civilians killed. And 3, less damage to Moscespa. It's unbelievably stupid. But they need to have this moment where the biker chick stands up to Boba Fett and Boba Fett just accepts it. He doesn't question it. He doesn't explain his decision to go to Boba Fett's palace. No, he just says, oh, the biker girl has a problem with it. Oh, okay, I'll just stay here then. And fuck it. Yeah, stay out in the open where the Pikes have the advantage already with numbers. Just give them more and more advantages, Boba Fett. That's smart. And another thing in this entire series that pisses me off is Fennec takes the lead way too fucking often. Way too often. Because she makes the fucking plan of the defense of the city. She puts the troops out. I mean, every fucking time. She's always in charge, not Boba Fett, which is fucking stupid. God. So Boba Fett decides to stay in the town. Fennec makes the plan to defend the town. She sends the Black Wookiee on his own to guard one part of Mosespa. She sends the biker gang to defend another, and to also swoop around in their bikes to make sure to watch out for the Pikes attack. The pig guys are also at the station ready to fight for some reason. I mean, again, why don't they have guns? Why have they got an axe? They did have guns in Return of the Jedi. They just didn't use them. It's annoying. Mando stays with Boba Fett to protect him because he owes him a debt. And once we've heard the plan, we go to another scene where we see an X-Wing approaching Mos Eisley. And I think we all realised who this was. I mean, I realised what it was bringing. I didn't think Luke could be this stupid. But yeah. Luke sends Grogu back to Mando with the X-Wing. Because Grogu's made his choice. He's chosen the Mithril. Not the Mithril. The armour from Mando, and he wants to stay with Mando. So he's given up on the Jedi. Now, the reason that they've done this in the show is not because they want to. Is not just because they want to get Mando and Grogu back together for season 3. It's also because Luke's Academy students are going to get slaughtered by Kylo, and they don't want Grogu being slaughtered by Kylo, so they've given him an out, which was to join back up with Mando. And that's about it. I mean, I knew this was going to happen since my last review. I knew Grogu was going to go back to Mando because it was to protect Grogu from Kylo because of that mess in The Last Jedi. So it's good to see Grogu back. I do like the fact that they put Grogu and Mando back together, but it does seem weird that Luke would just send a student away and have this ridiculous choice in the first place, when in the EU Luke realised that yes, having attachments is dangerous, but it's better than keeping it secret so the Jedi can't help you if something goes wrong and it might turn you to the dark side. So again, this was an out for, Dave Filoni and Favreau to just make sure Grogu didn't get killed, unfortunately. But there you go. So back in the town, Boba Fett and Mando get ready for the negotiation to start. Fennec's also getting ready, and then Cad Bane comes out to talk to Boba Fett. Boba Fett and Cad Bane talk to each other about the past because they knew each other in the past. Boba Fett tells Cad Bane he wants them out of the town and he wants the spice trade to end. Mando did tell him that the people of Freetown were going to come and help Boba Fett, and Boba Fett says that's great. But they don't both realise that Cad Bane's been to the town and killed the deputy and the marshal. So Cad Bane makes a deal with the Pikes. Cad Bane is speaking for the Pikes, gives Boba Fett an ultimatum: let the spice run and nobody gets hurt. Boba Fett says no, and then Cad Bane brings up the Sand people who got murdered. Apparently it wasn't by the biker gang, it was the Pikes. Kind of seemed pretty obvious it was the Pikes, but okay. To try and goad Boba Fett in a fight, but Boba Fett doesn't take the bait because Fennec tells him not to take the bait. Again, too much there. It should have been Boba Fett's decision not to start the fight. He didn't need Fennec to tell him that. It should have been him that realises, yes, I'm outnumbered, yes, I'll probably get killed, and there'll be more time later to kill Cad Bane. So again, disappointed in Boba Fett. He seems to be. He just doesn't seem to be a lead character, unfortunately. So Boba Fett says no to the deal. He says, and he goes back into the burnt out ruins, and Cad Bane walks off to get ready for the fight. Right. So in the next scene, the Pikes unleash their plan, which is they have gotten all the other gangs in Moscespa to align with them to attack Boba Fett. So they attack the biker gang first, they kill the two pig things, and then they attack the Black Wookiee. The Trandoshians attack the Black Wookiee. The biker gang gets swarmed by enemies, and Boba Fett and Mando. But Boba Fett realizes that this has been a trap set by the Pikes to keep him in the city. I thought this scene was pretty stupid. It was obvious that the other gang's going to turn on Boba Fett. The last two episodes should have been Boba Fett trying to kill them all and take over their gangs to have a decent fighting force against the Pikes, but they didn't do that. We just focused on Mando, unfortunately. So Mando and Boba Fett make up a plan to attack the Pikes. And they use their jetpacks, which is good. So they start the attack against the Pikes. They get shot at 100 times in their armor. And again, Mandalorian armor needs to be nerfed because it's way too powerful at this point. So they kill a bunch of Pikes. But it turns out the Pikes are pretty much winning the battle. They've killed half of the bikers. It looks like the Black Wookiee's been killed, so Boba Fett has to make a final stand. It looks like they're losing the battle until the people of Freetown come in and save Boba Fett and Mando. Then the bikers join back up with Boba Fett, and so does the Black Wookiee when he's getting shot a bunch of times. But at this point, when it looks like they're winning the battle, the tide has turned. The Pikes release 2 EU robots which have droideka style shields, and I thought they were kind of interesting to look at, but kind of seemed a bit OP to me. So Boba Fett tells his people to run for it, and okay, I'm just going to rush this up. Listen. So we have a bunch of street fights. Boba Fett runs for it. He pretty much realizes he can't defeat the robots because they have shields. He grabs his Rancor instead of Stave 1. They have a big fight with the robot. The Rancor has a big fight with the robots. Mando runs into Grogu. Grogu helps him defeat one of the robots by using the Force. Boba Fett defeats the other robots with the Rancor. Again, epic scene. Again, epic. And then they end up winning the battle. And they destroy the two robots because then the Pikes pretty much get rounded up and defeated. Boba Fett sent Shran to go kill the leadership. Again, something he should have done, but they've given it to Fennec for some reason. Unbelievably stupid. So Boba Fett wins the battle. He then gets cornered by Cad Bane, who manages to get him off the Rancor. They have this boring fight, and again it was boring, and Boba Fett kills Cad Bane. I didn't like that. I don't think Boba Fett should have been the person to kill Cad Bane. We have a series coming out called Obi-Wan Kenobi. That should have been where Cad Bane died, by Kenobi's hands. That would have been more interesting, because we know the history between Cad Bane and Kenobi, the history of Boba Fett and Cad Bane. they haven't really made that much clear, unfortunately, especially in Clone Wars. I mean, I wish they did, but they didn't. So, yeah, it wasn't really that epic of a scene to see Cad Bane die. I thought it was just a stupid scene. Then the Rancor starts going nuts, and then Boba Fett's people start shooting at it for some reason. Like, that's not going to piss it off, is it? And we get this weird scene where it feels like it's King Kong when it climbs a tower in Mos Espa. Mando tries to take control of the Rancor, but the Rancor doesn't like him, so he throws him off and hits him a couple of times. He's about to kill Mando, but Grogu uses beast control on it and puts the Rancor to sleep. And that's officially the end of the battle. Fennec ends up getting to the base where the criminal leadership is. She kills every leader in the leadership and the mayor of Mos Espa. And that's the official end of the war on Tatooine. Gutted. Especially when you see the Hutts have no involvement at all. I would have loved to have seen that the Hutts were behind this all the time, and that's why they stepped back. Because why would the Hutts be afraid of the Pikes? Again, they tried to make the big bad guy seem like a massive, thing. But it's just the fucking Pikes. Why would the Hutts be so threatened by that? Again, it's just stupid. I think they were trying to lead up to something, but something probably got changed, or I don't know. It just seems like they were making the Pikes out to be this big bad thing, and it just wasn't, which is unfortunate. So the war is over. We get a final scene with Boba Fett walking through his town as the new daimyo, the new king of Mosespa. And we get this cringe-worthy scene between him and the biker gang and the Wookiee, which feels a lot like a TV moment, not a fucking Star Wars moment, which just felt cringe. And the last scene is just Grogu and Mando in Mando's new ship, because we all knew what that hole on top of that fucking Naboo fighter was for. It was Grogu's seat. And then Mando jumps his ship into subspace, and that's the end of the episode. And that's it. There was an end credit scene with the Marshal in a Bacta tank being repaired by the cyberpunk guy, but that wasn't really that much of an epic scene to me. I don't care. I mean, what is everybody now being brought back by technology? So if you die, you just come back because of technology. That's what they're telling me right now. And that is completely stupid. Can we let people die in Star Wars? Just let them die. But that's the official end of the episode. Wasn't a great episode. I could have done without most of it. Yeah. Just disappointing. And I doubt this is going to get a second season. I doubt this was ever supposed to get a second season. I think this was mostly to put Boba Fett in a position for the Thrawn trilogy. I think they're trying to turn him into the pirate guy, but we'll find out in the future. Very disappointing show, very disappointing series. I was expecting a lot more from Boba Fett, but they have to Disneyfy him. That's why they changed the name of his shit. That's why they pretty much turned him into a cuck. It's unfortunate. But that's the best we're going to get from Disney, unfortunately. Mando was great in this season. But that's because I think the writers know what they're doing with this character. They don't know what they're doing with Boba Fett. And it is gutting to see. But that's the end of my review. If you like the review, give it a like. If you dislike the review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, please do think about subscribing. Hail to Fandom S, long live CG, and fuck SJWs. Bye.